Manipulating time perception. Do you know how time works? Understanding time and how it works is crucial because, in life, we're not playing just one game. We're playing multiple games, crossing different finish lines, each with its own value and weight. Knowing this, you can decide what comes first, what comes second, and how many games you can actually fit in. I bet you think you know what time is. I mean, it's been running your entire life. In reality, most people have no idea how the most fundamental part of their existence operates, what the rules are, and how to manipulate it. First, let's define what time is. Movement of two objects, aka two sources of time. Huh? Yeah, it's not a second or a minute or any of that. Those are constructs, but they aren't what time is. They may be included in time, but they don't make up time in the way that you think. You'd be surprised how long the days actually are when you're truly in the moment. That was fascinating for me to learn and experience. The more we do something, it becomes autopilot. So if the same task is done over and over again, the brain fully checks out and you're gone, which means you've lost all that time. If you do something different every day, like being in a new environment, a new place, the brain must be present. Time. The lie. Time doesn't exist. It is not what is called a constant. It is what is called a construct in physics. Because it is not constant, we do not all experience time the same. Time perception. Time is a fundamental dimension of our existence. Its perception is not fixed but rather subjective, influenced by various factors such as age and experience. As we age, our perception of time undergoes significant changes, leading to what is referred to as the sensation of time accelerating. Why? The factor contributing to this tricked sensory feedback? Yes, your sensory system is being tracked by your mind. As you age, your mind gains the ability to compare time intervals. The mind can't help but compare. It compares everything in life. As we accumulate more years of existence, we have a broader context to evaluate and compare the passage of time. Each day, week, or year becomes a smaller fraction of our overall lifespan, causing it to seemingly pass more swiftly. To illustrate this, let's consider the perspective of a child who has only experienced a few years of life. For them, each day holds substantial weight and value. Every new experience and moment of discovery carries profound significance in their limited frame of reference. In contrast, as we mature and accumulate a wealth of experiences, our perception of time becomes influenced by the countless moments we have already lived. This accumulation creates a comparative framework against which we measure the passage of time. Consequently, each day feels less significant and impactful in relation to the entirety of our existence. Is there a clock in our brains? The short answer? No. Your brain doesn't have an internal timekeeping piece. It doesn't tick away like a clock. Our bodies are not wired with any sensory feedback mechanism that reports time in the way we understand clock time. Instead, the body follows a light-based clock. Yep, our internal system is synced with the rhythm of the earth, the circadian rhythm. This is why people always talk about syncing with the sun's schedule, getting up with the sunrise, and winding down with the sunset. That's the real rhythm we're dealing with. Time, as we know it, clock time, is not a constant, unchanging resource. It's fluid, flexible, and can be bent to our will. Think about this. Einstein's theory of reality suggests that while time does indeed pass for everyone, it doesn't pass at the same rate for each of us. Time isn't a one-size-fits-all resource. It's fluid. There's a difference between clock time, the rigid ticking time that we measure with our watches, and brain time, which is the subjective experience of how we feel time passing. That's the magic trick right there. How does the brain manage time? Want to speed up time? Slow it down? Give me the controller. You have the power to manipulate your perception of time. Take back control. You control your time. Remember, time is a construct, a concept we've given meaning to. But like any construct, it operates within a set of parameters, just like a computer. And just like a computer, when you learn to understand these parameters, you can manipulate time to work for you. Time is like a computer. Think about it. Both time and a computer are governed by rules, and both can be manipulated. If you understand how to operate a computer, you can make it do incredible things, perform tasks faster, run multiple programs, and manage processes more efficiently. The same goes for time. If you understand the principles that govern time, you can achieve your goals faster, with less stress, and in a more streamlined way. It's all about using time as a tool. Those who know how to use this tool effectively can prioritize tasks, set deadlines that make sense, and cut out distractions, leading to greater productivity and improved well-being. In essence, time is like a computer. You learn how to operate it, and suddenly, you're not just playing the game, you're winning it. So, ready to learn how to control time instead of letting it control you? Let's dive into how to manipulate time, and remember, you're the one with the controller. Brain time versus clock time. You control time. You control time. Time is my new obsession, and it's way more fascinating than I ever imagined. Can you expand time? Yes, you actually can. Can you retract time? Absolutely. But here's where it gets interesting. There are two types of time, clock time and brain time, and they are not the same thing. Clock time is the time that's ticking away on your watch, but brain time is how you experience that time in your mind. Clock time versus brain time. What's the difference? Clock time is just what it sounds like. Time passing on the clock, minute by minute, hour by hour. It's external and objective. But brain time is the subjective experience of how your brain perceives the passage of time. You've all experienced brain time when you zone out while doing something repetitive and then suddenly snap back to reality, feeling like no time has passed. Yet, clock time was steadily ticking away the whole time. That's the difference. Clock time never changes, but brain time is flexible and entirely subjective. How to slow down time. Here's a trick that might surprise you. Time actually slows down when you do more. It seems counterintuitive, but hear me out. When you engage in more activities and fill your day with new experiences, your brain processes more information, making it feel like time is stretching out. This phenomenon is known as time dilation. Key points. New experiences slow time because your brain is fully activated, processing new information more slowly than familiar information. The more present you are, the more your brain has to focus. It can't drift off to autopilot if it's busy processing new input. Speeding up time. Want time to fly by? Do less. Stick to routine tasks that don't challenge your brain and watch your life speed up. As we age or do the same things every day, time seems to pass faster. Certain substances, like drugs and alcohol, can also affect time perception, making it speed up or slow down. Relaxation. Myth. It's a lie that resting helps you accomplish more. When you relax or stay idle, your mind checks out, making time feel shorter, not longer. To manipulate time, actively engage with life. Anxiety and time perception. Anxiety significantly distorts your perception of time. When you're anxious, your thoughts race, making time feel like it's speeding up. Anxiety pulls your mind into the future, projecting what-if scenarios that speed up time in your brain. Think about it. Anxiety even has you time traveling. Yes, because when you are in a state of anxiety, you have projected your consciousness into the future. It is called future tripping. Your body is in the present time, but you have tripped yourself up by projecting your consciousness forward in time to the future. Technically, at that moment, you as in your mind and consciousness and your body are living in two different timelines: depression and time perception. If your brain time feels out of whack and you're not controlling it, this might signal anxiety or depression. While anxiety speeds up time, depression pulls you into the past. It replays old moments over and over, trapping you in a loop. When you're lost in either anxiety or depression, your mind is not present. It's operating on an entirely different timeline, which distorts your perception of time. Manipulating time. Practical tips. You can manipulate your perception of time by controlling how you engage with life. Slow time down by constantly engaging in new activities. Your brain stretches time out when it's forced to process new information. Speed time up by sticking to routine tasks, allowing your brain to check out and slip into autopilot mode. Be present. Focus deeply on each moment to slow down your brain time. Resting shortens life. The more idle you are, the shorter your life feels because your brain switches to autopilot. Flow states and time dilation. You're not tired because you did too much. You're tired because you did too little of what brings you joy. When you do what you love, you enter a flow state where time seems to disappear. Time dilation happens when you're fully engaged in life, doing what makes you feel alive. Control time. Don't let it control you. You have the power to control your perception of time. It's not about bending the clock. It's about bending your mind. Choose to live fully, engage deeply, and make every moment count. Your days can feel as long or as short as you decide. Remember, time is in your hands. Level complete. You have just leveled up. Continue to the next lesson.